The Gjallarhorn has returned for year 3 after breaking the game in year 1, so let's go get it. If you have the Iron Gjallarhorn from pre-ordering, you will not be able to equip it until you complete this quest, not to mention that it's only light level 3. The first step in the Gjallarhorn quest is to beat the entire campaign. That's the 5-story mission campaign. Do all of that first, because well, you have to. The next part of the quest opens up as soon as you finish the campaign, where you need to look for an anomaly in the Archon Keep area of the Plaguelands. However, what you actually need to do is look for a ghost patrol mission. The icon for the mission looks like a ghost. If you do not see this patrol mission in the Archon Keep area, you need to reload back into the Plaguelands patrol and keep doing that until you get that mission. Once you get it, you'll head in the direction of the final campaign mission. Note that you will need a splicer key in order to get through the laser grid that blocks your path on the way to the thing that you need to scan. To get a splicer key, you need to either get one randomly, or you need to kill a brood mother or brood enforcer. These brood mothers and brood enforcers spawn in specific locations in the Plaguelands and will drop either a key or an intel relay. We need the key for this. An easy spawn to monitor is the one right next to where you load into the Plaguelands. There's a spawn off to the left. Another one is right in front of the building that leads to the Archon's Forge. Anyway, you'll eventually meet up with some Fallen and a perfected walker as you travel towards the objective. You don't actually need to kill the walker in order to scan the thing that you need to scan though. You can just walk up to it and scan it. Once you've scanned, head back to the Iron Temple. You'll talk with Saladin, who will then send you to Tyra. Tyra will then ask you to gather 7 medallions of the Iron Lords, 6 of them being in the Plaguelands, and the final being in Fellwinter Peak itself. So, drop back into the Plaguelands. We'll start where we land and make a big counterclockwise loop. The first medallion is basically right in front of you as you land. Go to the right of where you land and go into this little hut. On the shelf is the first medallion. The game doesn't give you a prompt that you actually picked it up, it just vanishes, so don't be worried if that happens. The next one is in the giant husk. Go to the very end of the tanker ship to the area where it opens up outside. We need to go up, so climb as high as you can get on the left like in the video. You'll then jump onto a platform which leads you to the bridge up in the air. Walk directly across, and against the wall next to a red crate is the medallion in a corner. Next is Archon's Keep. Head towards the back of the area like you're going to Archon's Forge, but instead of turning right to go into Archon's Forge, go left towards the back wall of the map. In some rubble is the third medallion. Next we'll go to Site 6. Site 6 is actually in the Archon's Forge area, so just head that direction. Take the path behind where the boss spawns like you're doing the final mission. Keep taking the path until you get to a laser grid. The medallion is to the left of the laser grid. It'll likely pop up on your HUD. Head back outside, hang a right, and continue to make the loop. The next medallion is on the Forgotten Pass. As you're driving over the main bridge, the medallion will just pop up on your HUD. It's behind a blue and white crate, box, barrel looking thing. It's very hard to miss. The final medallion in the Plaguelands is in Bunker Triglav. Head in the opposite direction of the Wretched Eye Strike into the large domed building. Stay on the left. As soon as you're inside, go into the left side doorway marked with a B. Head into the room and the medallion should pop up on your HUD. Then, head to the Iron Temple for the final medallion. The Fellwinter Peak medallion requires a little bit of climbing. When you spawn in, take the stairs up until you get to some rocks on the wall. Then, start jumping up. The medallion isn't too high up, it's pretty simple to get. A Symbol of Honor is your next step, where you need to do the mission, A Symbol of Honor. It takes place on Bannerfall and is actually pretty intense and fun, so yeah, go do that mission. Then, head back to the Iron Temple. The next step can be skipped if you already have 5 dormant SIVA clusters, but if you don't, that'll be your next step, to collect 5 dormant SIVA clusters. I'm currently working on a guide of all of their locations, but for the purposes of this video, I'll show you guys 5 really easy ones that you can find quickly. The first is in the divide in the Cosmodrome, check near the dead spider tank. This needs to be in the snowy version of the Cosmodrome. The second is in the Hive Cedar in the first area of the Devil's Lair Strike where the Crota spawn hangs out. Except now the Cedar is open, so go into the Cedar, and on the opposite side of the thing in the middle is the cluster. The third and fourth are by the Perfected Walker in the Devil's Lair area. One is up the stairs to the left in a locker on the left side of the room. Note that you do need a splicer key for this one, so maybe it's not as easy, but it's in an easy location. The other one is to the right of the walker behind a pole. The final cluster you'll need is very close to where you spawn in the Plaguelands. Run forward and slightly to the right. By the large bundle of SIVA wire is a fifth cluster. Hopefully you will have collected some of these clusters before you do this quest, but there's some easy ones to go get. After you bring Tyra the 5 SIVA clusters, you'll talk to Shaxx for the finale. Beauty in Delivery is the name of the mission, taking place on the PvP map Skyshock. Complete the mission for your new shiny Gjallarhorn. Just make sure to have an open heavy slot. This mission is pretty fun and very intense as well if you're solo, although most of the intensity goes away after you get your Gjallarhorn for reasons you'll see when you play it. However, that does not take away from the fun though, trust me. First impressions of the Gjallarhorn in Year 3 are much like my opinion of the weapon in Year 1. It operates in the same way. Wolfpack rounds, tracking, it's all there. Now, whether or not it'll stay the king of dealing damage is yet to be seen. I'll be doing plenty of DPS tests with Gjallarhorn against other fan favorites like Sleeper Simulant and Razelighter, but those are videos for another day. Anyway, that is how you get Gjallarhorn in Year 3. If you enjoyed the video, a positive rating would be great. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you next time.